On October 22nd, 1994, Arkansas State University at Jonesboro was having its homecoming celebration. At the last minute, freshman Colleen Baker decided to run in the 5K with her older sister. But before the day was over, they found themselves in a personal race against time of a very different sort.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. I was kind of nervous about it. It would be my first race. My dad has run in the Boston Marathon, and I was like, Dad, would you run beside me? And my dad, agreed. He said, sure.
Colleen's older sister Bonnie had been competing in races for 6 years.
My dad was the inspiration to start running. I saw my dad do it, and then I wanted to do it too.
12-year-old Stephanie Shearman and her mother Pamela were also running in the race with a friend.
6 months ago. I love running. I run with my mom sometimes, and sometimes I just run by myself. Our relationship, I'm going through adolescence right now, and so it isn't that wonderful, but me and my mom, we talk a lot.
We better stretch, so yeah.
Stephanie has always been mature. She was a mature 2-year-old. She's a very strong person, can take on the world if she needs to.
Okay, it's time to start the race. Runners to your mark.
Bye, Bonnie. Good luck.
There will be 2 commands. On your mark, then the gun. On your mark.
Stephanie has a lot of energy, and so she'll sprint ahead and run with some of the faster runners.
Come on, B, let's go.
And then she'll tire quickly.
I don't think I can make it.
And she'll run with me for a while.
Do your breathing.
And I usually finish last. I'm an ambulance chaser.
You feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember throughout the race, this little girl, she would sprint ahead, and then she would be walking, and we would pass her. My sister was already gone. We were pretty far behind. I don't think I could go this fast. I would be like, Dad, I'm getting tired, He'd be like, come on, you can do it, You need water or something? We were having a great time, and he would make me forget how much pain my body was starting to feel. Dad! Dad! At first I thought he just tripped. Dad, what's wrong? But then he had no response to me. Dad, talk to me! I couldn't believe it. I just kept saying, this is not happening. Why isn't somebody help me? Dad! I had no idea what was the matter. What's wrong with my dad? And then he just stopped breathing. I thought he did just pass away in front of me, and there was nothing I could do.
What happened to you?
I don't know. We were running in a race, and he just fell.
Did you fell out?
Yes.
Sir?
He looked awful. Collapsed.
Sir?
It was like seeing death flash in front of me, and I didn't want that to happen. Does anyone know CPR? His daughter, I guess, yelled out, does anybody know CPR? And I hesitated because I didn't want to jump in when another adult might know CPR. Please, someone help my dad.
Sir, you okay? You okay?
Does anyone know CPR? I do.
Come on, Stephanie, let the officer handle it.
And I yelled back to her, I go, Mom, he's not doing anything. I was like, well, I've got to do something. So I sort of took charge. It was very scary.
Quad ball. Got a runner down, need medical attention right now.
My mother was doing the vital signs.
Real weak.
When I heard there was a pulse, I didn't do compressions because his heart was beating. There were so many thoughts that went through my mind. I'm not going to have a dad for Thanksgiving anymore. I'm not going to have a dad for Christmas anymore, or for my birthday or his birthday.
An Emerson ambulance crew working the race arrived within 3 minutes, led by paramedic Jeff Evans.
Time is critical, mainly because the brain depends highly upon oxygen.
EMT Larry Baker had also responded.
Most of our cardiacs won't make it.
He's not breathing, Larry.
Simply because people don't know what to do. Without oxygen, a person starts going brain dead within 4 to 6 minutes. And he had been running, so that would have cut that time considerably.
Looks like we got V-fib on the monitor. Ready to shock him.
So you don't have a very good likelihood of getting them back.
Charging, everybody clear?
If you see anything like that, this guy was getting raised 2 inches off the ground. And that spooked me.
Part of me wanted to see if he was responding.
Everybody stand clear?
But every time I would look, he would just still be on the ground.
Elevated.
The victim's wife, Pat, had been waiting at the finish line.
No, he just collapsed.
When I first arrived on the scene, they just simply said that he had collapsed. Then I heard, we're losing him. And that's when I heard the paddles. I heard that sound. And that was the first point in time when I realized this is serious.
When he started breathing on his own, I felt like he had a fighting chance, but that was all I felt like he had.
After the race, I sort of broke down. It was like, whoa. My dad's a drill sergeant, and he was more like, what are you crying for, Stephanie? There's no reason to cry. And I go, Dad, you don't understand. I breathed for that guy.
51-year-old John Baker was rushed to St. Bernard's Regional Medical Center.
Wait, can we tell me love him,
need to get him in
please?
here.
And I said, please, just let me tell my dad I love him. If he dies, I want him to know. I love you, Dad. You're going to be okay.
Okay.
I was praying that it wouldn't be, but I thought that might be the last time I'd see my dad.
We have a 50-year-old white male who was running in a 5K.
Emergency physician Roland Hollis took over his care.
Can you hear me? Squeeze my fingers here.
He was totally comatose. His pupils were dilated, minimally reacted. He was posturing.
Looks like he's posturing.
These are signs of brain damage. Whether or not they're going to be transient or permanent, time is going to tell.
When I first got to see my dad, I just wanted to break down into tears. But one of my sister's friends said, you may not think that they can hear you, but they really can. And so I said, come on, Dad, you need to get up and finish the race. We need to go finish it, and I wanted to break down into tears, but I knew I had to be strong.
After 3 days, John began to come out of the coma.
Hi, Dad. When he woke up, he smiled. It made the whole room bright. He just has a way of doing that.
Shouldn't you be in school or something?
And he was like, why aren't you in school? And then I knew that he was going to be okay.
Does that make you think of anybody?
2 months have passed. John underwent a quadruple bypass for the heart disease doctors believe was largely hereditary.
When they told me that I actually had a cardiac arrest, I was very astonished. I was also very happy to realize that I was still alive.
If he hadn't have received early CPR, his chances of survival would have been slim to none. That a 12-year-old girl had the presence of mind to begin a rescue breathing on him, and there's no doubt in my mind that saved his life.
I was amazed at 12-year-old had the knowledge and the willingness to stop and help.
I just happened to be there, and it was just luck, I guess. We took Heimlich maneuver and CPR in health class the week after, and I asked my health teacher, do I have to take this test? I think I already took mine.
I'm so grateful for Stephanie for what she did. My dad used to say that I was his birthday present because I was born on the 28th and his was the 29th. I said, guess what, Dad? This year you're my birthday present.
Stephanie, she really is a hero. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, it's that courage to do something and to try to help other people.
Stephanie came out of nowhere and said, I know CPR. I just think, you know, she's an angel really in disguise.
I like the alive better. That's a better pose.